going on, YouTube? R to the double E dash to the ZON coming at you once again, man. And pardon the lack of an intro this time around, but driving home now from work, I had to speak on this story, man. I mean, we all know what happened. It broke at some point yesterday. I want to say early morning yesterday. I saw a bunch of tweets about it from some of my friends while I was at work. And yeah, bro, it looks like it's pretty much a done deal. Microsoft, as I said countless times in previous videos, is going to end up owning Activision. The judge ruled in the FTC versus Microsoft trial that the FTC and Sony and other naysayers and people who were complaining about this potential merger did not present a strong enough case as to how this would damage the video game industry or how this would make an unfair advantage competition-wise. So they ruled in favor of Microsoft, and now Microsoft is basically fast-pacing to get this closed by the 18th, later on this early next week. That's awesome, man. I mean, I said it was going to happen, bro. I said Sony can bitch and moan and cry all they want. At the end of the day, bro, this is America, dude. If you got the funds and you're not doing anything shady to get this done, you're going through the proper channels, and you got the funds to purchase whatever, you will purchase whatever, and no one should be able to stop you. You know what I'm saying? So, and the beautiful part about this, man, is that Nintendo is inadvertently somewhat responsible for Microsoft winning. Let me just tell you, what I read and what I've seen in various different articles. Let me get some water real quick. Various articles on this and on this development and on this result. Basically, when it came to the whole, this is an unfair competitive advantage and it's going to damage not only Sony but the video game industry as a whole, all that bullshit. The judge was, and then the question of what about Nintendo? Nintendo's not bitching and crying about this. Nintendo's not really a competitor of ours. It's really us and Xbox. Nintendo's very underpowered. They're a whole different animal. They're not really one of our competitors. The judge was like, no, you are mistaken, Jim Ryan and Sony and bitching crying ass pussies, dude. Y'all are mistaken. Nintendo is a competitor. Matter of fact, Nintendo is the industry leader right now, and they're doing it without Call of Duty. So how is this an unfair competitive advantage? Plus, Microsoft has stated countless times ad nauseum that they're going to bring Call of Duty and other Activision franchises to various platforms, including Nintendo. They offered it to Sony the same deal. So it's because Nintendo exists and Nintendo is doing so fucking ridiculously good right now without the likes of Call of Duty that the judge was like, Sony, stop your blood clot crying. Make a good game, bitch. There's no unfair competitive advantage here. What it is they got more money than you, and they just said, fuck it, we're going to buy one of the biggest companies with one of the biggest franchises. Go cry about it. Nintendo doing just fine without it. Matter of fact, they're the industry leader right now. Beautiful, beautiful turn of events, man. So, yeah, man. The only thing remaining really is the CMA, is that what it is? I don't remember the acronym, but the same kind of thing as the FTC, but in the UK. They were still opposed to it last I heard. I don't know if now they're gonna step down and be like, all right, fuck it, let it happen. But even if they don't, it doesn't matter. They could still sell Activision games there, and Microsoft can still make money off of it. They would just need to move any and all operations that are there out of the UK. If they're not gonna back down from that, then Microsoft will just be like, all right, fine, we'll just move the headquarters or move the factories or move whatever, move the operation side of things out of there. We'll still sell the games there. There's no law against that. So this is gonna happen, like I said. And it I don't want to toot my own horn, bro. I'm very good at that, but it's just like I just love being right, dude. I love being right, especially when it's about something so common sense that the only way to stop something like this from happening would be like some fucking huge ring of collusion. Like you would have to do a bunch of shady shit, pay people off, lie, go around the laws to stop this from happening. I mean, honestly, it's not a monopoly, dude. Just because they own Bethesda and now Activision, they don't own Ubisoft, they don't own NetherRealm Games, they don't own HAL Laboratories, they don't own Insomniac, they don't own a shitload of studios out there that make great games. So that was always a fucking dumbass argument. And I just love the fact that Nintendo's the one that inadvertently gave Microsoft the assist for the win. I mean, I just love it because it's funny, bro. It's like if I had to personify these companies as people, it's like Nintendo's like, yeah, you know what? Remember that? Remember Sony? Remember back in the day when we had a vastly superior console to yours, the N64, just kicked the shit out of the PlayStation as far as power and just overall capability. Yet everybody was buying your shit instead of ours because you followed Sega's model and made yourself like, oh, we're the cool console, Nintendo's the kiddie console. Remember that shit? Payback's a motherfucker, ain't it? And now Microsoft, our buddy in green over there, now we're gonna help them get the win over you. And now, you know, like Sony is like shitting their pants now, which is so stupid because they really shouldn't be. They're still selling amazing. They're going to continue to sell amazing because Sony has a huge fan base and a huge support base. And they have exclusives that their fans enjoy very much. So they're going to continue on, man. Just because now Microsoft is going to have the keys to the kingdom as far as, you know, Call of Duty and things like that. And they're going to be making the majority of the money off that franchise. Oh, well. You should have stepped up and tried to buy it. Oh, you didn't have the money. Oh, well, you know, we did. You know, sorry, not sorry. I mean, it's just hilarious, bro. It's such a good, it's such a feel-good story for me because, like I've told you guys before, man, I don't have anything against Sony well, I have something against fanboys of any console, but I don't have anything against Sony fans or Sony players or Sony supporters. I have everything in the world against Sony, the company, because they're so anti-consumer. They're such a fucking parasitic copy whatever does good and act like it's your own company, you know? And they never side on the side of the consumer. They talk like they do, but, you know, like they were the ones blocking cross-platform gaming and stuff like that years ago. You know, so I love when companies like that do shady shit, that were paying other companies, like paying Activision, you know, or whatever company, you know, crazy amounts of money to keep their game off of Xbox or Nintendo's console for 6 months to a year, just so that they can get their head start in their sales. I mean, that's business, but that's shady business, dude. Like just fucking win on your own merit, you know what I'm saying? Like, trust in your machine, you know, like. So I love when companies that do shit like that get their comeuppance, bro. And this is a huge comeuppance. This is a come up in that ass, though. Like that Microsoft just, bro. Again, like I told you, bro. When I made this video over a year ago, when they first made the announcement that they were putting $70 billion down to buy Activision, I said it, man. They came to the table with big boy moves, bro. They were like, yo, who got the biggest sack? We got the biggest sack, bro. We got the biggest bag money-wise, and ain't nobody got bigger nuts than us, bro. Phil Spencer was like, yo, put the nuts on the table, dog. I got the heaviest sack. My shit broke the table. Like that, just like that, bro. And that's what happened. And now, it's a done deal, bro. Like, it's great, man. It's great. So this is definitely going to help Xbox, but they got to treat it differently than they treated the Bethesda thing. Because when they bought Bethesda and all the subsequent studios under, you know, ZeniMax Media, I made videos in the past how I talked about, you know, the reason a lot of those games that we were anticipating are in trouble or have been in trouble, have taken so long to come out, is because they were too hands off. You know, I get it, bro. You want to be the friendly modern company that when you take over another company, you don't liquidate them, you don't make a bunch of drastic changes. You let them continue doing the magic they've always done, just now they're under your umbrella. I get that. But once you purchase them and once you own them, there has to be an actual like structure, and there has to be respect for deadlines and respect for getting stuff done at a right time, and a focus, you know, and putting the right teams in charge of the right games. For example, I mean, we just saw the trailer for Fable now at the Microsoft Showcase, and the trailer looks great, but let's not bullshit. We didn't see any actual gameplay. Like, we know the gameplay is going to look like what we saw because it's in-engine footage, but we still have yet to see gameplay. Why is that? Because, you know, it was in trouble for years because you allowed Playground Games, who usually make open world racing games like the Forza Horizon series, they got ambitious and they said, hey, we want to try something new. And I respect your support of teams or artists and developers wanting to stretch their wings and try something new, but you did it in an irresponsible way where you're like, yeah, sure, go for it, bro, we support you. Like, nah, bro, you should have been like, hey, listen, bro, and I talked about this before, you should have been like, hey, listen, bro, we appreciate and we love and admire the passion you guys have to try something new, but look, bro, let's do this, man. Let's have you be a support studio helping out with the actual studio who's going to make Fable, so you can get your feet wet as far as making this type of game. And then, with all the experience you get being the support studio for the actual studio making Fable, the next Fable or the next big RPG or whatever, we could throw you on that, because you guys will already have somewhat of an experience of making that kind of game. Whereas before, they didn't have no experience of making that. So those are the mistakes they've made. You know, now with this, with Activision, they gotta, you know, they gotta be a little bit more hands-on and a little bit more at the forefront, and make sure that there's a structure, make sure that deadlines are followed, and you know, it's not the end of the world if you miss a deadline, but it's like there has to be an urgency to reach that deadline and to get the things that have to be done by said time done by said time. know what I'm saying? So, but other than that, man, I mean, yo, I just had to get on here and talk about it, man. It's just hilarious, bro. It's just so funny, bro. It's funny because Sony's trying to dismiss Nintendo in the courtroom. Nintendo ain't even on trial. Nintendo's not even there. Nintendo's like, well, whatever. And they're like, yeah, Nintendo's not really a competitor. Still trying to diss Nintendo. Still trying to downplay the fact that that little Switch, that for the second fucking time in history, Nintendo with a vastly underpowered console is kicking the shit out of Sony. And they're just trying to downplay it again and trying to dismiss them like if they're not important. And without even being there, Nintendo still gets the win. The judge is like, nah, bitch, you're wrong. They are your competitor, and they're doing just fine without this Call of Duty that you're so scared of Microsoft owning. Grow a fucking set, Sony. Grow a fucking pair. Pussies. Like, straight out, I was like, oh, I love it, bro. That chick, that judge, man, God bless her, man. Anyways, man, that's about my time, man. I just want to get on here and share my thoughts on it, bro. And it was funny. I was having a discussion not too long ago, a couple days ago. My homeboy Jason, bro, one of faithful subscribers there, man. You mentioned him plenty of times. We were having a discussion about a great many things, bro. Horror movies, gaming in general, and then we started talking about this. And something he said rang true. He's like, right. He's like, I feel like it's Nintendo and Microsoft trying to bring that freshness, that fun, dude. Like consumer friendly, and the games being vibrant and fun. And Sony's trying to attack this, just like it's all business. Let's be real, but it's strictly business for them. And it's like Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo are showing that it's a passion for them and that they want the gamers to win. You know what I'm saying? So he was saying that, and I was like, I couldn't agree more, man. It was because we were talking about gaming and stuff, and we were talking about, could you imagine like if a new competitor jumped in the console race? And I told him like, yo, you can't do that to me. You cannot say new competitor, because every time somebody even broaches that subject, every core of my being just screams out, Sega, like come back. Like I would love to see Sega come back and make a console, bro, because they had a different approach than everybody else, man. Like, remember when the Dreamcast was out, bro? Like, the Dreamcast should have been more than enough to save Sega's legacy. But they had fucking tarnished their legacy so much in the consoles leading up to the Dreamcast, and all the fiascos that happened, the 32X and the Saturn, and when it was going to release, and surprise launching it, and then it's super expensive, and then it's super hard to program for, and then it's not really good at 3D, but it's amazing at 2D, but it's a 32-bit console, and everybody's going into 3D, all that shit, the Sega CD, all that, the Dreamcast couldn't save it. But I was like, bro, the Dreamcast, if you remember that, the vibe you got from Sega during that generation was arcade goodness brought home, and it was the first time we actually had a console capable enough to bring an arcade experience home, and it was one-to-one the way it was in the arcade, graphically, sound-wise, everything, because it was 128 bits. It was powerful enough to bring that experience home 100% faithfully. You had your crazy taxis, you had your fucking House of the Deads, you had the NBA 2Ks, the NFL 2Ks, the Sonic Adventure, all those games, even the ones that weren't arcade games, like Echo and Sonic and stuff like that, and, Power Stone and all that. They all had an arcade type vibe, man. So I would love to see Sega back in it, bro. But yeah, man. So but he was saying, Jason was saying, he's like, yo, it's like Microsoft and Sony are the two that are standing for the gamers and making this shit fun again. And I'm like, bro, I could not agree more, dude. I couldn't agree more if I tried to. Game Pass from fucking Microsoft, the acquisitions of Bethesda and Activision, and how committed they are to their ongoing games, like Sea of Thieves, for example, Grounded, other games like that. It's just awesome. And then you got Nintendo with just the exclusive fire all day, bro. Like, look at the shit that's coming out. We thought the Switch was winding down, and I still believe it is. I still believe we'll get a review of the Switch 2, or whatever they're going to call it, later this year, for it to launch sometime in the spring to summer of next year. That's my prediction. But we thought it was winding down, and bro, you got freaking Pikmin about to launch. You got freaking Super Mario Brothers Wonder, Super Mario RPG remake. There's the Luigi's Mansion Dark Moons remake coming, a brand new Princess Peach game. They're doing so fucking much, man. And it's like, I wish, bro, that they would just do what I say all the time. Just open up the vault, man. Open up that fucking vault where you have more classics than Disney, nigga. And bring out fucking, bro, the F-Zeros, the Pilot Wings, the Star Fox, the Wave Races, the 1080s. Bring all that shit back, bro. A brand new 3D Excitebike. Come on now. Bring that, bro. But anyways, man, man. So yeah, Microsoft gets the win. Sony goes to cry about it in the corner somewhere. Nobody cares. Fuck it. You and your big ass router looking fucking console. Looks like a goddamn white and black fucking internet router. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just trolling them, dude. It is an ugly console. I'm sorry, I don't care. Don't bullshit. The Series X is too. It's just a giant fucking rectangle. Who cares? But yeah, man, they're off crying somewhere. Lion Jim Ryan can't fucking get a break, dude. Like, and that's what happens every time you fucking lie, and every time you do shit shady, and every time you try to go around the rules and cut corners and fuck the consumers and all that, you ain't gonna catch a break, bro. So yeah, man, it's awesome, man. Tears of the Kingdom still kicking ass. I will admit, I have not played Tears of the Kingdom in almost 2 to 3 weeks at all, and that is strictly Jason's fault. That is Jason's fault because Jason fucking like fast tracked me and just fucking catapulted me into fucking like real straight up like emulation for real, like getting deep in there, having various consoles and games and all the different presentations that you can have and all that. And I've been playing nothing but old games. So I don't give a fuck. I've been on my laptop, bro. Fucking N64, 32X, PlayStation. Dreamcast. Hey, I just started working on downloading the original Xbox emulator that he's gonna walk me through. So I blame Jason. Nintendo, you can blame Jason Santana for freaking making it be 3+ weeks since I have not played Tears of the Kingdom. I will jump back on it because the game is too fucking phenomenal not to go through. And I was nowhere near finished. I had played a lot of it, dude. Bro, I was easily at the 40 to 50 hour mark and still hadn't even made a real dent in it. That game is massive. But yeah, man, that's still kicking ass, still breaking records, still making Sony fans salty as fuck because. What was it? Final Fantasy 16 or whatever, the one that just came out, I think got rated like fucking 10 points beneath Tears of the Kingdom, and motherfuckers are just talking about like, I bet you Tears of the Kingdom's gonna get a pass and be considered for Game of the Year, and Final Fantasy 16 should be there. Oh, well, Final Fantasy 16 rated 10 points below Tears of the Kingdom, so we'll just start there, But anyways, yeah, man. Anyways, bro, that's my time. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. It's just a quick one, man. I wanted to jump on here, talk shit, laugh at Sony, celebrate Microsoft, big up Nintendo for fucking giving him that sweet behind the back look assist for the alley-oop dunk to win the game. It's all off the chain, man. God bless y'all. Stay gaming. Peace.